Hey good people, welcome back to Beauty and the Frizz. My name is Kara, and whether you're new or returning, thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with me for another video today. Yes, this is another video where I'm talking about eyeshadow palettes. I mean, what do you expect, y'all? I mean, eyeshadow is just the business, y'all. But what's not the business are all of these Valentine's Day releases that are coming out. I just can't with it. I'm so anti all of that stuff. So I thought it would be a great idea to talk about 10 palettes that I have in my collection and you may have in your collection that's gonna give us those Valentine's Day vibes and not necessarily the most traditional Valentine's Day vibes. So if you wanna see the palettes that I'm talking about, keep watching this video and let me know what you think. And if makeup is your therapy and your love, you're trying to make some better decisions this year, and you want to connect with another makeup enthusiast that's trying to do the same thing and is struggling through it too, definitely consider joining the community because I would love to have you back. All right, let's get started. So yeah, the idea for this video is coming from all of the makeup releases that I'm seeing lately. And that is part of why I started doing the purchase or pass and will I buy it video. And I know there are thousands of other creators that do those videos. But you know, my thing is also taking that and then going into my collection and just comparing and seeing, like, is the makeup that's coming out gonna be mindful for what I already have? Am I being impulsive? Am I just, you know, worrying about FOMO? All of those things. So I'm just trying to have a more reflective take on new releases that are coming out and then turn that around into diving deeper into my collection that I am trying to know and love, but it's so vast. And it's just so much. I picked out 10 palettes. I definitely have more that can give Valentine's Day vibes. And, you know, I'm just gonna pick 10, the 10 that really stood out to me. So first of all, Valentine's Day is on a Monday. What are y'all doing for Valentine's Day? Do you have a Valentine? Because if you don't, you can have a Galentine and you always have yourself. So if you don't have a Valentine, don't even worry about that. I mean, I don't know if people worry about that these days. I don't know. This is the first time I've had a Valentine, you know what I mean, in a long time. But if not, I got myself and I got my kids. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, the other thing with Valentine's and these releases, first of all, I get like that Valentine's Day colors are red and pink and purple and all that good stuff. But everybody doesn't like wearing those colors. Everybody doesn't want that traditional vibe. So I tried to pick out palettes that had a little something special to them. The last thing I want to say about the Valentine's Day releases is that brands are not coming out with the collections early enough as far as if somebody wants to wear the collection on Valentine's Day. There are collections releasing very close to Valentine's Day. You won't have them to wear. And sometimes by the time you get the makeup, the vibe has passed. The moment is gone. And now we're going into March and people are going to be talking about green. And that's just how it is. Now, the one thing I want to say about all of that is you can wear whatever color, whatever theme, whatever, whenever you want to. It's not about a season or a time or anything like that with me. But when I see an influx of pink palettes and purple palettes and Valentine's Day and heart-shaped pans and all that kind of stuff, I don't know if I necessarily am gonna be real pressed to have that in, let's say, March or April. You know, the moment is gone for me to enjoy that. And that's just me personally. But color story wise, I will wear whatever. But the cutesy, gimmicky Valentine's Day situations, I'm kind of over that. I am. So let's go ahead and start talking about these palettes. And I hope you will enjoy this eyeshadow talk and leave me some comments about what you think in regards to these choices. Ooh, the mail's here. Hold on. It ain't nothing, y'all. So palette number one is a palette that I have just used for the first time, but it is not a new palette. And again, all of these palettes, maybe one of them is a newer release, but everything else I've had. So for palette number one, I want to talk about Millennial Pinks by Melt Cosmetics. Now, I already know this palette is not many people's favorites, okay? The shimmers don't shim the way they need to. It's just not the easiest color combination as far as I'm concerned. However, if you are a non-traditional color story lover, this palette definitely fits the bill. This is typical Melt color story, which the color stories are usually not typical, and that is what I adore about this brand. You can see that we have a mostly pink palette, but then we have the black and the gray at the other end of the palette. It really makes the palette stand out, even though there's like two color stories, you know what I mean? You can go pink, you can go gray. But then when you mix it up, you could do a mostly gray with a little bit of pink, or mostly pink with a little bit of gray. And that's what I love. The mattes in this palette have performed very well for me. I had no issue with the mattes, and I didn't honestly have an issue with the shimmers either. Are they the best shimmers in the world? No. Would it be better if I paired these mattes with maybe some of my indie singles? Probably so. Are they horrible? I don't think so. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Not horrible, but they're just not great. They're a bit, I don't know the word that I'm looking for. They're kind of crumbly. They're just not the best. These are shimmers that you are going to have to work with. And if you don't want fussy shimmers, this probably wouldn't be the palette for you. You have to wet these shimmers, okay? You may have to use your finger or a packing brush. Like, you may have to try to build them up to make that impact. You definitely have to wet these though. But the mattes are great. This palette, I want to say you can always find it on sale. And I did purchase this at the end of last year on sale. I'm not mad at having it in my collection. And again, it gives that atypical color story that I love, especially from Melt. For palette number 2, I want to talk about Cherry on Top by BH Cosmetics. Now, if you are an avid Marshalls shopper, everyone is telling me that you can find these in Marshalls for $8.99. I do not know if these are still on the BH Cosmetics website or not, but Cherry on Top, this is my number 2 favorite from the Sweet Shops collection. Okay, first of all, I really like red eyeshadow, and I know everyone cannot do red eyeshadow, but these shadows are so gorgeous. What I like about all of the Sweet Shops palettes is that in my mind they offer a light look, a deep look, and a look that's in between. I just feel like everyone could make this palette work for them, and that's what I love about it. There are some really beautiful shades here, and the formula of the BH Cosmetics eyeshadows is just great, okay? I love Black Cherry. It's like, I don't know, it's like a deep red shimmer. I love every shade in this palette, actually. If you wanna go bold, you have Maraschino. You have some more pinky tones here, so you can make it more pink. You wanna smoke it out, you can use sprinkles. It's just a great palette, and you can combine sprinkles and then use one of these lighter shades to kind of customize your own tone. And just the price point is, the Sweet Shops, it's just one of the greatest collections, I think. I appreciate like a good monochromatic palette, and that's what this one gives. So I definitely had to put this on the list. I also thought about Cotton Candy as well, because that was more like pink and purple. But I like Cherry on Top. Like I said, Cherry on Top was number 2 as my favorite. Maybe I'll re-rank my Sweet Shops palettes. Ooh, that's an idea. Because I did rank them. Orange Sorbet will still probably win though. Okay, that's number 2. Now palette number 3, I just talked about as one of my all-time favorite palettes, if not my all-time favorite palette. It's just a staple palette in my collection. And again, I like palettes that offer that variety. It is Enduring Love by Sydney Grace. Now, upon looking at this, you might not get this like Valentine-y vibe, but when I look at this top row here, and then like this purple shimmer here, you got a black to make it nice and smoky, and then you have these taupey shades. I just feel like you can make some beautiful, cool, soft, glam looks. You can make a little pink look, but it's not like Barbie pink. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily Valentine's pink. It's pink without being pink. Whereas the colors in the Millennial Pinks palette by Melt, those were like really pink, you know what I'm saying? But this kind of gives you a different vibe, more of a sultry situation. If you're going out, which I'm not, most likely we'll be in and I'll be ordering a crab cake, because that's my vibe, a crab cake. I'm crab cake and drinks. That's where I'm at. You can go light, smoky, deep. This Elizabeth shade here is just so beautiful. This matte right here, Darcy, this matte is the business as well. I'm into this palette. Like I said, you got a purple there, and you can combine them every which way. Enduring Love is just such a sneaky good palette. It's a palette that was never on my radar, and I can't get enough of this. I need to use it more. I just have so much eyeshadow, but when I think about a palette like you will pry it out of my cold dead hands, this is one of them. Like, you will not take this. Now, palette number 4 goes to none other than the Mothership Mega Celestial Divinity palette by Pat McGrath. I mean, first of all, variety. Second of all, pink. Pat is always doing pink. I was going to do an entire video about her pink palettes. I don't know if I'm gonna have the time, but there are so many. I mean, there were so many. They're actually still sitting out here on the floor, so maybe I should do that video. I mean, but I had to limit it to the one that I really like, and I think that this palette was just great. First of all, you have the Dark Galaxy palette, which to me from Star Wars gives you those Valentine vibes. You've got red, you've got this like fuchsia, you've got a duochrome pink, maybe a couple duochromes. You've got these two kind of purple tone shades. This one, I think it's called Deep Void. This is a great one. No, it's not. It's called Smoked Amethyst. I mean, this is just so smoky. I love it. Then you have the shades that were new in the middle. Venetian Orchid makes a beautiful blush as well. You have the shade Fuchsia Shock here. You have Corruption. Actually, I'm lying. I don't know what I'm talking about. So Corruption is from Galactic Gold. I like this because it's a duochrome with a red to gold shift. So again, looking at non-traditional Valentine's Day colors, this is great. I'm sorry, there's not one bad seat in this house. I love this palette way more than Celestial Odyssey. In fact, I think I've pulled Celestial Odyssey out for maybe 2 videos, but I'm ready to pull this baby back out because this palette is the business, okay? Yeah, this one, look, I got the ribbons are broke. I mean, like, this palette is so nice. And you can also use like some of these other shades as pops of color for your inner corner highlight or your lower lash line, so you're not like too pinked out if that's not what you're trying to do. Or you could use like a pink as a transition and then just have it deep with this brown. Like, there's so many options in this one. Y'all, do not buy these Valentine's Day collections. I mean, don't buy them for Valentine's Day. If you buy a Valentine's Day collection, buy it because you just like it and you're gonna wear it. Like, you're not caught up in like the love moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, just please, please, for me, please. Now, palette number 5 is gonna go to the first palette that I bought in 2022. Yes, I don't count that I bought this one because I used the Christmas money that my dad gave me. So this is the Dollhouse palette by Blends Bunnies Cosmetics. Now, Blend Bunny, I'm saying Blends Bunnies like it's a whole bunch of bunnies. First of all, yes, that's all I can say. First of all, yes. Second of all, this is like Valentine grunge to me. You know, now you got a blue in here. Okay, that might not go with the mood. But if you take a look at this palette, I mean, you see so many little pinks, taupes, purples, and then the shade range of each of those shades. You've got these deep mattes here. You've got these grungy shimmer. Hey, what's up? Yeah. Oh, I have to talk to his mother. You know I'm gonna talk to her.
I know.
So just trust me.
It's because of my voice.
What's wrong with your voice?
I don't know.
It's hoarse. Were you doing a lot of screaming and playing yesterday at the play date? Were you having fun laughing?
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably lost your voice. You were probably just having such a good time that
I need the rest of my my voice.
Okay, go ahead and rest it. Go ahead and rest it. I love you. I'm gonna come check on that voice in a minute. Oh. Okay. Just wait a minute. Okay, therapy time real quick. Let me tell y'all what happened. Now y'all know I don't let my kids do anything. I don't do anything. But I let August have a play date with his schoolmate that he's been in class with since he was 2. And you know, everybody's vaccinated. You know, everything's good. Hopefully. I mean, not hopefully about the vaccination. Everybody's vaccinated. They didn't have school Friday for parent conferences, so he got dropped off over there. But when he left, let me tell you something. This fool came home. I could just tell he was about to cry. I was like, what's wrong? He's like, I had such a good time. Like, and then he just started, you know that ugly cry? He'd be like that. It was like an ugly cry. And then, he told me his friend had 6 floors. Come to find out it was only 4 floors. He's like, oh, his house is so much better than mine. Like, it was just a whole bunch. Then he wanted to be the boy. Then he wanted the other boy's mom to be his mom. I was like, listen, now you taking it too far now, sir. So now we're trying to plan another situation, play date and stuff. But my thing is, like, have a grateful heart. How many times do they hear me say this? How many times have y'all heard me say it? I know y'all heard me say it. You got to start every day with a grateful heart, because you got to, like, enjoy the time. You have to enjoy now. Like, that's what I'm trying to focus my life on, is enjoying the moment. Because if you live your life thinking about what's next or in the past, you are just not living. You're living in your mind and you're not doing anything. That's why I have problems, and that's why that's why I'm a procrastinator. That's why I have anxiety. So these are things I have to consciously be aware of. And I'm trying to instill that in the boys, because I know how much work it is for me to overcome that. Then after all that fussing, he was throwing slippers around here, acting like a fool. He had the nerve to ask me, could he get McDonald's that same day? Excuse me, how about no, Scott? How about you're gonna get a DiGiorno? That's what you're gonna get. And you're lucky you're not getting a sandwich. Now I'm gonna move on back to this. I'm really into this palette. Now at this point, I have played around with it a bit. I've done one look. It was just very, it's like a doll. You know what I mean? It was just pink. I think I used this column here with these pinks and mauves. The quality of the palette is amazing, and it's just so user-friendly. I even think, because my friend Daphne on Instagram, she has a richer skin, she did swatches, and I thought the swatches looked beautiful on her skin tone. Like, sometimes with some of these shades, they're real sneaky and tricky, because sometimes on me, you can't see them, but on somebody that's deeper, and you can actually see the color, and they're not ashy. The key is not ashy. You have found a winner. I think this palette might be that, but I don't know if I saw a look that she did, so I'm gonna have to ask her. But yes, this is just a great palette. And again, the variety, the mix and match, we can, do more of a monochromatic look, or like, I like mixing like colors like these together, She's a winner. Blood Money came out the gate like, I'm not playing with y'all. Now, palette number 6 is another palette that I have recently used. And see, this is making me happy, because normally I would have just had so many new palettes, like these other palettes just would not be in the forefront. But this is the Chanel Les Four Ombres Quad in Candor et Seduction. This is $364. This is the only Chanel quad I have. And it costs like $62. So whenever I can put this in a video, it's going in, okay? Now, aside from it being $62 or $64, however it is, it actually is a great palette. And just like the BH Cosmetics Cherry on Top, the smoky red eye that you can get from this palette is just gorgeous. It's so gorgeous. And some people were telling me, like, I cannot believe that this was a Chanel quad. And I'm like, yeah, like, I can't speak to any other eyeshadows that Chanel has come out with, or any quads, but honey, this is the business, okay? Especially if you like red. I do understand that 3 out of 4 of these shades look very similar. When I tell you that when you put them on your eye, they add like different layers of depth to the smoky eye look, I really mean that, and I'm not just saying that at all. The champagne or pinky champagne shimmer definitely, you know, leaves a lot to be desired. I don't even see it. Okay, I don't see it. But, you know, inner corner highlight. Matter of fact, you don't even need to use it at all. You can just do a matte smoky eye look with this. It is gorgeous. Not even exaggerating. Number 7 is an obvious choice. This is the Natasha Denona Love Palette. Now, here's my thing with Tasha. Any other release that she's done regarding Valentine's Day does not compare to this baby here, okay? It just doesn't. She had the Mini Love last year, which I think it was pink, and there was like a purple shade in there. Just an extension of this. And then she has the Mini Crush, and it's like, it's just an extension of this. I don't know, is Love discontinued? Because I know it's been on sale. I know it's been on sale for $32. When those mini palettes are $25, if you can get this for $32, come on. I'm thinking I might have changed out shades in this palette. I'm gonna have to pop up the original because I'm looking at this palette like, damn, this palette looks real good. Like, why am I not using it as much? I forgot I changed out the shades. All right, I'm gonna have to use this week. I think I changed out this shade here and this shade here. And I am 100% sure that these two replacements came from the Glam palette. Y'all know I had to dismantle that one, right? It just wasn't glamming for me. I was like, when did these grungy shades get into the Love palette? I did that. This is a good mix. I'm impressed. This is good. I'm glad I did that. I forgot I did that. Let me move on in a second. I like this palette. These shades must have been too light or something. They must have been matte and light, and I knew I wasn't gonna use them. This just gives me that grunge element that I desperately need in my life in everything that I have. The silver in here is very good. The shade Blind. The shade Heart is very good. All of these shades are good. Look at Passion, Soul, Trust. Okay, this is going in the makeup basket this week. If you have the Love palette, do not get that Crush palette. That's all I'm saying. Don't get it. Forget the brush it comes with. We have to be judgy, y'all. We have to be choosy because the makeup is not slowing down, and these brands are finding every grab they can to get your money. Like that Black collection. I'm not going to talk about it right now because I already talked about it, already went off about it, and I'm not going to keep doing it because it's just unfortunate for me. Moving on to palette number 8. I know I'm being real sassy today, but I will not with that. Palette number 8 goes to Vivid Rose by Give Me Glow Cosmetics. I mean, so I was thinking about Vintage Rose, but Vivid Rose is the one that I've used more recently. Probably at the end of 2021, I pulled this out and had a great time using it, which is very good for me because I have struggled with these mattes, but I don't know. I just think I've learned how to use them, stepped up my brush game a little bit, just learn how to fool with these. And again, I understand people don't like fussy shadows. You know, some people don't want the fuss. I don't mind the fuss. It just depends on my mood. That's why I can deal with Melt. And I'm trying to think of another. Give Me Glow is a fussy eyeshadow formula. Melt has a fussy formula. I think those are the only two. This is gorgeous. Like, I will deal with the fuss for this color story. And it's just so vibrant, but the shimmers really shim, y'all. Like, now, don't get me wrong. They can shim too much and be flaky, and you're gonna have to just figure that out. But if you use like a glitter glue, build it up, like don't be just going in. You don't need to do that with these. What can you say? Matter of fact, all of the Melt Cosmetics shades that I've scraped out and thrown away, I've replaced them with singles I've had from Give Me Glow. These are pigments. They are not eyeshadows. They are going to be vibrant. They can be just a lot to deal with if you don't want to work with it. Do I understand that? Yes, I do. Look at this shade, He Loves Me Not. This in the outer corner, like a smoked out. I really love these two shades here. Like these two shades are great. I know they're similar, but they're different. You have that vibrant pink. I mean, you're talking about like just a great variety of pink and purple gradient shades. So if you can figure this formula out, and maybe I'll do a video just dedicated to the Give Me Glow. I'm not gonna call them Give Me No anymore. I'm not gonna say that anymore. So Give Me Glow is number 8, Vivid Rose. Palette number 9 is gonna go to Fairy Frolic by Unearthly Cosmetics. You know, we're getting into another untraditional look, but see these 1, 2, 3, 4. Love those shades. And I love maybe combining those and having like, I don't know, somehow mixing in this mustardy yellow. It's just a really good palette. It's just one of the earlier palettes I bought from Unearthly Cosmetics, and it's just a staple palette like that I'm always gonna make sure that I have. I love that shade right there. Like, that is such a beautiful duochrome. Now, since my purchase of this palette, the artwork has changed and the rebranding has occurred. I can't remember if the new palette has a different formula or not, but this formula works great for me. Eventually, maybe I will grab the updated one and see, but I love this palette. I just knew I wanted to pick a palette by Unearthly Cosmetics for this because there are a couple in my collection with the pinks. The other one I was thinking about was Strawberry Milkshake, but this one, I love this one a little bit more than Strawberry Milkshake. Strawberry Milkshake is great. Unearthly Cosmetics is releasing their Sleepover palette, which kind of has a pink, purple Valentine's vibe. I will be receiving that. I'm just not sure when, but I will definitely make sure that I do a video and the swatches and all of that. All of these color stories can go beyond Valentine's Day. It's just I'm trying to prevent us getting caught up. So let's look at palette number 10, and then I have a single eyeshadow that I want y'all to see. Palette number 10, I'm giving it to Anastasia Beverly Hills and the Jackie Aina palette. Y'all, I love this palette so much. And this palette definitely gives me some Valentine-y vibes. You have these shades here, this one, this one, this one. This is a nice little smoky shade. You've got some champagne-y shades, some gold shades. Got a little duochrome here. That shade's sponsored. Oh, green-brown color flip. And it actually has, if you can see it, a red undertone there. Oh, and then the purples. I didn't even mention the purples. So you have pink and purple. You have neutral. This, do I need to buy a backup of this palette? No, don't do it, girl. Don't do it. I already did it. Do I need to do that? Because I just have a feeling like if this palette goes away, I might be sad. You know, this palette was on sale not that long ago. Lituation is my situation. Like, this color right here, this has nothing to do with anything, but I love this color. Look at that. When I first saw this palette, I just wasn't thinking nothing about it. And then like, one day I looked at it like, girl, are you dumb? Like, look at this palette. Shows up on everybody. It's not that hard. Okay, let me calm down. That's palette number 10, y'all. So those are my 10 recommendations for eyeshadow palettes with Valentine vibes. Traditional yet not, but let me go grab this single shade that I want to show y'all. Have I used it yet? I think I have, but not in the video, so hold on. All right, y'all, so honorable mention is a single eyeshadow shade, and this is by Auric. Now, Auric does not have many products. They have the Smoke Reflex, and then they have the Glow Lust. Wait, let me grab that. I am gonna have to talk about Auric in a video, maybe in my January roundup, because I haven't filmed that yet. But I just got a new shade of this. This is actually my skin tone, and I can actually use this for a foundation with just concealer, but I have a lighter shade of this as well that's more like I mix it with my foundation. It's probably a thicker version of the Flawless Filter by Charlotte Tilbury, so either you will like that or you won't like that. I love this. I have not tried Flawless Filter. That's what it looks like. It just gives your skin such a dewy finish because y'all know I am so obsessed with the glow. Did I use this? Oh, I'm not using this. I have on the NARS foundation, so I wasn't gonna put that on with it, but I will. Like, I will. The other shade I have is Pyrite, and again, that's like more of a highlighting shade. So you can mix it with your foundation, or you can just like put it in areas where you want just a little bit of, you know, anyway, that's not why we're here. We're here for the Smoke Reflect, and this is the shade Disrupt. There were 2 shades that she released for holiday. It was Disrupt and Entice, and my friend Liz kind of got me into looking at this brand. So basically what we have here is a cream eyeshadow, and you see why this is like great for Valentine's Day is red. And these are great for one and done shades. Comes in a little glass pot, and that's gonna help it to last longer. Let's put it here. I'm not saying like, ooh, it's so special, but if you're into like one and done eyeshadow looks and you don't have time for the fuss with the palettes, this is great. It did not crease, and I have hooded eyes. Now, the one thing that makes it special is you can wear it alone, or you can open this top up and you can use this duochrome shimmer to place on top of the kind of matte one. This isn't necessarily matte. You can blend them out with a brush. Like, I just sweep it all over the lid, kind of blend it with a brush. You can put a little bronzer in your crease if you want a little eye contour, and then you can put this on top. Now, this is a topper, so this is like, I would not use this as a standalone shade, and if you have indie singles and things like that, you might be like, oh, this isn't even all that, but it works beautifully with the cream shade that it goes with. So let me show you. Here's the topper, and as you can see, it's very sheer, but on top of the initial shade, when you put it down, I don't know if you can see the change in what it looked like initially, but it just gives you that sheen, that extra shimmer. And what you can do is when you do place the cream shadow on your lid, you can just press it in the center, and you can just have a beautiful kind of one and done look. You can put it underneath your lower lash line. That's what I did with the olive green one. I really like these, and I mean, they're pricey. They're like 39 bucks, but I mean, I guess she has a sale here and there because she just had a sale because the brand turned 1. And this is a small brand, so I really love this shade a lot. I really do. And again, they don't move and they last all day. So I wanted to mention that because I haven't talked about these in any video yet. And I'm not really known for like one and done eyeshadow looks, but every so often I like some simplicity in my life. These offer that for me. That's all I've got for the video today. I just thought it was important to do because we are coming up on Valentine's Day, and I just wanted to. What's that? Can I buy what?
High school. High school.
High school?
Yeah.
High school simulator.
Yes.
What do you do in this?
Yes.
No, what do you do in the game? Like, what is it about?
School games.
It's a school game. Okay. Hold on.
High school.
Okay, here you go. High school is 9th grade though. No, you're going to middle school next year.
6th grade middle school.
Yeah. I don't know what bus number I'm going to tell you.
We'll get bus to that middle school.
I don't know what bus, Marky. Y'all come get it.
What?
It's high school life in Japan.
Yes.
Okay. I'll see you in a little bit. All right, hey. Are you still watching the Olympics?
Yes.
Oh, okay. What sport are they doing?
Skiing.
They're skiing. Okay. All right, you can close out. I need some ice skating in my life. All right, y'all. I'm rambling and just hanging out at this point, but thank you so much for taking out some of your time and hanging out with me. I hope you enjoy hearing about eyeshadow palettes and can see my obsession and my passion for them because I love colors. I just do. It's so artsy, you know? Anyway, y'all. I hope that this video was therapy for you. It always is for me. I love y'all. I really appreciate y'all so much. And until I see y'all again, make sure you are being gentle with yourself. Talk to yourself nice. Stay safe. Have a grateful heart. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.